Your Grace Pand, we can send for a man from the estate within the hour.
Then I'll have walked half the distance by the time he arrives.
It is not fitting for you to arrive on foot, not on your first week holding the title. Then it will be the first inconvenient thing I've done as Duke.
Let them see a man walk into the village before they see a title ride into it.
Lady Seraphina Pose, might I walk you to the ribbon stall?
You may walk beside me. Whether I notice depends on what you say next.
Lady Seraphina, I picked these myself, along the...
How thoughtful, and how entirely unnecessary. I do wonder sometimes if the men of this village believe sincerity is a substitute for a name.
Forgive me, Pite and Pacers. Is there an inn nearby that would take a traveller for the night?
Depends what you've got to pay with.
Oh, look! Something the wind blew in. You'll want the stable behind the Crown and Thistle. I hear it takes travellers who can't afford the rooms.
Then I'm grateful for the recommendation.
I wasn't offering kindness. I was stating a fact. The stable's dry, at least, if that's any comfort. And the Odell's cottage takes in travellers on nights the inn is full, Pack. My aunt keeps a room made up.
That's a generous offer to a man you've never met.
You looked tired, not dangerous. I find those are usually different things. Take this. You've a long look about you, like a man who hasn't eaten today.
I haven't. Thank you.
You needn't thank me for bread.
I wasn't thanking you for the bread. 3 weeks of condolences. 3 weeks of men bowing before they'd even learned my face. I had forgotten what it felt like to be looked at and not looked past. She gave me bread before she asked my name. I find I am in no hurry to correct that order.
Giving away the day's bread to beggars now, Aurelia? Your aunt will have something to say about that. And you gave him a loaf besides. How very charitable of you, Head, to waste kindness on a man who'll never be able to return it. He wasn't begging. He asked for directions. I wasn't counting on a return. No, I don't suppose you ever do.
You gave away the last of the good loaf.
There was a traveller on the road. He looked as though he hadn't slept properly in days.
The road brings all sorts, Aurelia. Not all of them deserve your bread.
He didn't ask for it. I offered.
What did he look like, this traveller?
Tired. Plain coat, no crest. Spoke like Like a man used to being listened to, even when he wasn't dressed for it.
That's a strange thing to notice about a stranger's coat. I notice strange things. You're the one who took bread off my niece this afternoon.
I am. And I'm grateful for it, and grateful now for the room, if you've one to spare.
It's small. And it's honest. I imagine you're not used to either.
I'm not used to much of anything lately.
Supper's plain. You'll not go hungry, but you'll not be spoiled either.
That sounds like the first honest offer I've had in weeks. I don't mean to intrude.
You're not. Sit, if you like. The fire's warmer than the hallway.
What are you reading?
Oh, it is simply a volume of poetry I found in the village. Something about a man who inherits a house full of debts and secrets and doesn't know which is worse.
Sounds unbearable dull.
It's the best thing I've read all year.
What do you make of him? The man in the book?
I think he's more afraid of being known than he lets on. I think most people who hide something aren't hiding because they're ashamed of it. They're hiding because they're tired of being wanted for the wrong reasons.
That's a generous way to read a stranger.
I find it's usually the true way.
I'm looking for His Grace, the Duke of Everley. Word says his carriage broke an axle somewhere on this road.
Ain't seen no Duke pass through here tonight. Only a traveler on foot come through the fair this afternoon. Nothing grand about him.
That traveller didn't happen to give his name?
Didn't ask.
You said you'd be on the road again by now.
I found work. A farmer 2 lanes over needs a hand mending fences before the frost sets in. He offered board in exchange.
That's a long way to walk for fence work, when there's fence work closer to Everley itself.
I've grown fond of this lane.
Fences don't usually keep a man fond of anything.
Eat your porridge. Fence posts won't forgive a man who faints before noon.
Yes, ma'am. I told myself it was the work. It was never the work. "3 days, Your Grace. I gave you 3 days and it has been 11. Keep your voice down. There is no one to hear me but the crows, and even they seem impatient with you. The tenants at Everley have not seen their landlord since the funeral. I know what I've left undone. Then come and do it. Give me until week's end. This isn't about fences, is it?
Week's end, Barnaby.
Week's end. And then I stop covering for a duke who'd rather mend another man's gate than sit in his own hall. I had it sent from the city. I thought it might suit you better than anything the village could offer.
Now that is a gift with sense behind it. You do have a talent, Serafina, for choosing men who understand your worth. It isn't talent. It's simply refusing to waste time on men who can't afford to show it.
I intend to prove myself worth far more than a bracelet, in time.
Then you've already learned the first rule of courting me.
I lost someone. Recently. Someone I did not expect to lose so soon.
It left me responsible for things I never asked to carry. Weight I didn't choose and can't set back down.
Is that why you left wherever you came from?
I left because for the first time in my life, no one here looks at me and sees only what I've inherited. What do they see instead, where you're from?
I only ever see the man who mends fences badly and thanks a woman for bread like it cost her something dear.
It did cost her something. She just doesn't count it the way most people would.
Still keeping company with the fence mender, Aurelia? He has a name. I only worry for you. A girl can grow so used to having little that she stops recognizing when she deserves more. And a girl can grow so used to counting what a man owns that she forgets to notice who he is. How romantic. I do hope poetry keeps you warm this winter. It's kept me warmer than bracelets have kept you kind.
Most travelling men I've sheltered wouldn't know one end of a hammer from the other.
I wasn't always a travelling man.
No, I don't imagine you were.
There. It should hold through the worst of the frost now.
You handle a hammer the way some men handle a pen, Fecht. Like you were taught it mattered how well you did it, even when no one important was watching. No farmhand wears a button like this.
You've been staring at that button for a quarter-hour.
I have. And I find I don't much like what I'm thinking.
Which is?
That the man sleeping under this roof is not who he's let us believe he is.
That's a strange thing to say about a man who mends fences and roofs for his supper.
It is, which is precisely why I've said it.
You're the one who's been repairing half the parish, I hear. The roof, the fences, Mrs. Pruitt's gate.
Word travels quickly in small places.
You don't speak like a man who spent his life mending things.
And you don't ask questions like a woman who cares for the answer.
Careful. Impertinence doesn't suit a man in your position.
Neither does curiosity suit a woman who's made her opinion of my position rather plain already.
I only meant to be neighbourly.
Then I wish you a neighbourly afternoon, my lady. They're not much. I'm no gardener.
They're perfect. Wildflowers don't ask to be arranged.
No. They just ask to be noticed.
Why these? Why tonight?
Because I leave soon. And I wanted to give you something before I did, Bay. Something that didn't cost me anything but time, since that's all I've truly had to offer you.
It's not nothing. Time is the one thing no one's ever given me on purpose.
I told myself it was a small gift.
Where is His Grace? Missing 11 days. We were told to expect him any morn if now, Kay. The staff can't hold the accounts open much longer without his signature.
Missing. 11 days.
His Grace the Duke of Everley returns within the week to take up residence and assume full stewardship of the estate.
And where has His Grace been keeping himself, Mr. Quince? 11 days is a long silence for a man newly titled.
Attending to matters of grief in his own manner. That is all I am at liberty to say.
Attending to matters of grief, and to a woman who gave him bread before she asked his name.
I only hope he remembers which truth he owes first.
Nothing wilted, nothing plain. A duke's first proper welcome to this village ought to be remembered. You seem awfully invested in a man none of us has laid eyes on yet. I simply believe in doing things properly. Someone in this village ought to. Will your fence mender be attending the Duke's welcome, Aurelia? I imagine he'll feel rather out of place among all this finery. I imagine he'll manage.
Your Grace, the household awaits your word. You might have given me the afternoon first. I gave you 11 days more than I should have.
Serafina Pye, the fence mender. That's him. That's the Duke. No. He can't be dead. Something the wind blew in. I said that to a duke's face and felt clever doing it. It wasn't the title that hurt. Titles are just words people are born into. It was the 11 days he sat at our table and let me believe he had nothing to hide, when he had a house full of it.
You knew something wasn't right. You told yourself it didn't matter.
It didn't matter what he owned. It mattered that he let me care for a stranger without telling me there was a whole life underneath.
Your Grace.
I hope you'll forgive an unfortunate first impression. Had I known Teat...
Had you known, you would have said something different. I understand. Most people would.
I would like the chance to begin again. Properly this time.
I'm not certain a name changes what was true before it. Good afternoon, my lady. I owe you a truth I should have given you weeks ago.
You had 11 days at my aunt's table to give it to me for free. You don't owe it to me now. Now it's just an explanation you're offering because you got caught.
That's fair.
I'm not angry that you're a duke. I'm angry that I didn't get to decide how I felt about that before the whole village decided it for me. Not tonight. I need the room back to just being a room, without a duke standing in it.
You've been staring at those flowers for the better part of an hour.
I keep trying to decide if I'm angry at the Duke, or angry at the man who mended our roof for nothing.
Are they so different? They feel different. One of them lied. The other one never did fade, he just didn't finish the sentence. Mind the difference, Aurelia, between a wound to your heart and a wound to your pride. They ache alike, but they don't deserve the same cure.
And which one is this?
That's not mine to answer. But I'd wager you already know, and you're only waiting for the courage to admit it. They say the Penrose girl knew all along. Feeding him bread, keeping him under her aunt's roofette. Convenient, isn't it, that the pauper turned out to be a duke? I heard she meant to catch him from the very first day at the fair.
Let them think what's easiest for them. I know what I gave, and I know what I didn't ask for in return.
The Duke of Everley requests the presence of the village of Ashworth Mill at a gathering to mark his formal residence at the estate.
That's not just for us.
No, it names the whole village, every household, including a Lady Seraphina Voss by particular mention.
Why would he invite her by name, out of everyone?
You look as though you mean to be chosen tonight.
I look as though I mean to correct a mistake. There's a difference. And if he doesn't wish to be corrected? Then I'll simply remind him what he's choosing instead. A name was never going to change what I said to him. But a title can make a man forgive a great many things.
I returned to this house a different man than the one who left it 11 days ago. Not because grief changed me, Hurray, though it did, but because for 11 days no one in this room knew what I owned, and every kindness I received for nothing but myself. I intend to remember that. And I want to begin this house's new chapter by thanking someone who was kind to a stranger.
Your Grace. Whatever was said at the crossroads, I hope we might start again, as equals now that.
We were never unequal, my lady. You simply chose your measure of a man, and I happened not to meet it that day.
You needn't stay long, if it feels wrong.
I'm not here to feel small in a room this size. I'm here because you were invited, and I wasn't going to let you come alone. I told myself I came for my aunt. I hadn't yet admitted the other reason to myself.
I wasn't sure you'd come.
I wasn't sure I would either. 11 days, Gideon. You sat at our table, you mended our roof, you let my aunt worry over your appetite hunters, and never once did you say the word Duke.
Because the moment I said it, I stopped being a man to you and started being a title. I wanted 11 more days of being neither poor nor powerful, just known.
You don't get to decide what I would have made of the truth. You only decided I couldn't be trusted with it.
You're right. That wasn't fairness. It was fear dressed up as restraint.
Fear of what? Fear of what?
That you'd look at me the way every woman in that room looks at me now. Like an inheritance instead of a person.
You kept them.
I kept everything from those 11 days. They're the only part of becoming Duke again that I didn't want to let go of. It's not much to look at, beside everything else in this house tonight.
It's the first thing tonight that's looked like the truth. Serafina. I spent my whole life counting what a man could afford to give me. I never once asked myself what I was willing to give first. If I say yes tonight, it's not the title I'm answering.
I wouldn't want it to be.
Then yes. Not to the Duke. To the man who fixed a roof for nothing and thanked me for bread like it mattered.
You're certain? The whole of that room out there comes with me.
Then the whole of that room will simply have to get used to bread and wildflowers. She married a duke in a chapel built for shepherds and millers, in a dress she'd worn to church a dozen times before.
I told you once, I'd wait as long as it took.
You waited 11 days too long before that. I'm glad you learned better.
Then, before this village and before God,
I present the Duke and Duchess of Everley.
She never asked what he owned. She only ever asked who he was. In the end, that was the only inheritance either of them wanted to keep.